Hey folks, want to jump on here and shoot a quick solo podcast. This one's going to be on Revolut. If you've never heard about it before, that's no problem. Nonetheless, I thought it'd be a good time to talk about it. So let's jump into the show. Revolut is a financial app fintech that works like a digital bank, but with some important differences depending on where you live. What Revolut actually is: a money app plus debit account plus card, lets you spend, send and hold money in multiple currencies, designed mainly for travel, online payments, and international transfers. It has 70 plus million users globally and supports transfers across many countries. How Revolut works in Australia, Revolut is not a bank yet. It operates under a financial services license. That means you can get an account plus card, but it doesn't have full banking features like traditional banks, e.g. no credit cards yet. Key features: here's what makes Revolut popular: multi-currency account, hold and exchange 30 plus currencies in one app, great for travel or sending money overseas. International transfers: send money to 100 plus countries quickly, usually cheaper than traditional banks. Debit card, physical plus virtual cards, spend in 150 plus currencies globally. Money management, budgeting tools, pockets, end quote, instant spending notifications, extras depending on plan, stock and crypto trading, travel insurance, rewards and perks. Plans: Australia standard, free basic account plus premium metal or plus slash premium slash metal. Monthly fee with extra perks, insurance, higher limits, etc. Pros: excellent for travel and foreign currency. Low fees for international transfers, all-in-one financial app. Cons: not a full bank in Australia. Some fees depending on usage, ATM limits, exchange limits. No credit cards yet. Simple explanation: think of Revolut as, quote, a smarter global spending app with a debit card, especially useful if you travel or send money overseas, end quote. And then here's a clear real-world comparison of Revolut versus Wise in Australia, so you can decide what's better for you. Revolut versus Wise. Australia, quick verdict: best for travel plus lifestyle app. Revolut, best for cheap transfers plus currency or plus transparency. Wise. Core differences: simple, Revolut equals all-in-one financial app, budgeting, crypto, perks, subscriptions. Wise equals laser-focused on cheap international money transfers. Fees and costs: very important feature, monthly fee. Revolut, free or $5.99 to $28.99 plans. Wise, no monthly fee. Exchange rate: variable rate for Revolut. The feature: exchange rate. Revolut, variable rate. Wise, mid-market, real rate. Feature: FX fees. Revolut, free limits, then approximately 0.5%. Wise, from approximately 0.63%. Fees: Revolut, yes, up to 1%. Wise, no. ATM withdrawals: Revolut, free to limit, then 2%. Wise, free, small limit, then fees. Feature: transfers. Revolut can be cheap for small accounts. Wise, usually cheaper overall. Key insight: small transfers, Revolut can be cheaper. Large transfers, Wise usually wins. International use: Revolut, great for spending overseas, which we talked about already. No FX fees within limits. Built for travelers. Wise, better for spending or sending money internationally. You need to eat some more food. More currencies, 40 plus, transparent pricing. Features: Revolut, more, quote, lifestyle, end quote, budgeting tools, crypto plus stock trading, virtual cards, subscription plans. Basically feels like a super app for money. Wise, more, quote, serious money tool, end quote, multi-currency account. Local bank details in multiple countries. Very transparent fees, no subscription, built for efficiency, not extras. Safety and regulation: important in Australia, both regulated by ASIC. Wise is closer to a bank-like structure, ADI. Revolut is not a bank in Australia yet, just to mention that again. Pros and cons: Revolut, pros, great travel card, all-in-one app, good for everyday spending overseas. Third time we've covered overseas with Revolut, in case anyone's wondering why it's being used or why they're seeing it. Seems to be a bit of a common denominator today. Cons: hidden costs, weekend, FX limits, monthly plans for best features. Not a full bank in Australia. Wise pros, cheapest for large transfers, transparent pricing, no monthly fees. Cons, fewer, quote, fun, end quote, features, less lifestyle focused. Final recommendation, choose Revolut if you travel a lot, you want a slick app with extra features. It says that you you spend, not send money internationally. Choose Wise if you send money overseas often. You want the lowest fees plus best exchange rate. You prefer simple plus transparent. My honest take, based on real usage patterns, most people actually use both. Revolut equals spending plus travel. Wise equals sending money internationally. Let's go over to gemini.google.com. As of April 2026, Revolut has evolved from a popular travel card into a global financial, quote, super app, end quote, powerhouse. It recently crossed the 70 million customer mark and is currently valued at approximately $75 billion. Just double check if that's USD or AUD. That would be USD, so US dollars. In November 2025, Revolut officially reached this private valuation following a secondary share sale led by investors like Coatue, Green Oaks, and Dragoneer. For context, in US, 75 billion, in euro, approximately 65 billion, in GBP, roughly 59 billion, based on current exchange rates. In AUD, approximately 115.5 billion AUD at a 0.65 exchange rate. This valuation makes Revolut the most valuable private technology firm in Europe, surpassing the market capitalization of several major traditional banks. And I saw it, I think it was on the pitch. Man City were playing Liverpool this week, and I think it was I don't think, I know, I saw it in my own eyes that Revolut was a sponsor on the pitch. So it seems like they're doing well. They're the most valuable company in Europe. I know that game would have been in the UK. It was in Man City Stadium. We should check Man City versus Liverpool. I think Man City won 4-0, and it was the FA Cup. And yeah, hat trick by Haaland, Erling Haaland. Yeah, let's go back to the podcast. Let's continue. Well, following a successful secondary share sale in late 2025, is the latest breakdown of where Revolut stands today. Our recent major updates, April, we already covered market capitalization before, but just if you're wondering real quick, I think it's what a company is, the total value of a company. I'm not a financial advisor. Market capitalization, market cap, is the total dollar value of a company's outstanding shares, representing what the market deems a company is worth. It is calculated by multiplying the current share price by the total number of outstanding shares, acting as a quick gauge for company size and investment risk. The formula: market cap equals share price multiplied by total number of outstanding shares. Key points: company size. It classifies companies into categories like mega cap, which is greater than $200 billion. Large cap, mid cap, small cap. Fluctuations and changes are constantly based on the stock price. Risk assessment: larger companies often seen as more stable, while smaller companies may be volatile but offer higher growth potential. Simple example: if a company has 1 million shares outstanding and the stock trades at $50 per share, the market cap is 50 million. That's 1 million multiplied by $50, and the source is Fidelity. What is market cap, and how do you... Let's go back to gemini.google.com. AI by Revolut launched in early April 2026. This is a conversational AI, quote, co-pilot, end quote, integrated into the app. Unlike a standard chatbot, AI helps you manage subscriptions, analyze spending, freeze cards, and even book travel essentials like eSIMs through natural language. Mexican market launch in January 2026. Revolut officially ended its beta phase in Mexico, launching full banking operations. This is its first full bank established outside of Europe. Latin America push: the company has formally applied for a banking license in Peru, adding its expansion plans in Brazil, Colombia, and Argentina. IPO and financials. IPO Watch 2026. Market analysts and CEO Nick Storonsky have hinted at a potential 2026 IPO. While London was considered, a US listing, NASDAQ or NYSE, the New York Stock Exchange, is favored due to higher liquidity and more favorable tax conditions for shareholders. Record profits: Revolut reported a record profit of billion for the 2025 fiscal year, with revenues surging to $6 billion, presuming USD based on the last time we checked. Valuation goals, some internal estimates and secondary market whispers suggest the company is targeting a valuation as high as $100 billion to $150 billion by the time it goes public. Key services and features: Revolut now operates as a full bank in many regions, though still in, quote, mobilization, end quote, in the UK. Banking, multi-currency accounts, 30 plus currencies, physical/virtual debit cards and joint accounts, investing, trade stocks, commodities, gold, silver, platinum, and a wide array of cryptocurrencies. Travel, built-in flights and hotel booking stays, airport lounge access, and integrated eSIM data plans. Business, a robust, quote, Revolut Business, end quote, suite offering automated payroll, BACS, BACS/ISO, custom invoices, maybe I remove BACS, just BACS/ISO, custom invoices and expense management. Availability, region, UK and Europe. Status, core market, full banking license in most of the EEA. That is suck. The quote EEA, end quote, most commonly refers to the European Economic Area, linking EU nations with Iceland, Liechtenstein, and Norway, or in Queensland, Australia, an emergency examination authority, a legal mechanism for involuntary mental health assessment. Other uses include the European Environment Agency and Engineering Education Australia. Yeah, I think that's it. We'll go back. USA, fully operational with high yield savings and credit cards. Mexico recently launched full banking services 2026. Australia, fully operational, supports BPay for local bills. Brazil/Peru, currently in the licensing/expansion phase. Note, if you are in the UK, Revolut is currently in a, quote, mobilization, end quote, phase with its banking license. This means that while they have the license, they are still limited in certain activities like large deposit holdings until they meet final regulatory hurdles. Go over to Claude to finish up. Or one more after. Just here's a quick rundown of what's been happening with Revolut lately. Record 2025 results. Revolut reported a record pre-tax profit of $2.3 billion for 2025, up 57% year on year, with revenue climbing 46% to $6 billion. CNBC, the customer base grew to 68.3 million, with total balances up 66% to 7.5 billion, that's USD dollars, and transaction volume hitting 1.7 billion or 1.7 trillion transaction volume. And the source is CoinDesk. UK banking license. Earlier in March, Revolut secured a full UK banking license after a lengthy back and forth with the Prudential Regulation Authority, CNBC, a milestone years in the making. I think it's still in that phase though, the mobilization phase with its banking license. Let's continue. US expansion. Revolut filed for a US bank chartered in March, which, if granted, would allow the company to operate across all 50 states under one regulatory framework and offer personal loans and credit cards. CNBC. Paris HQ. This week, Revolut announced it will open its Western European headquarters in Paris, signing a 10-year lease in the historic Bourse business district. And the source is Bloomberg. IPO plans on hold. CEO Nick Storonsky confirmed the company's $75 billion valuation and said an IPO is, quote, most likely, end quote, 2 to 3 years away, with US listing preferred over London. Italy's competition authority fined Revolut 11.5 million euros on April 2 for unfair commercial practices covering investment services, payment account management, and IBAN migration. Revolut has said it will appeal, and that's from fintech news, the source. Let's go back to the one big thing about Revolut. I don't know if I'll comment on that. It's the first time hearing about issues in Europe with Revolut, so no comments. Quote, it lets you use money the one big thing about Revolut is, quote, it lets you use money globally like a local, end quote. That's its main advantage. What that actually means, simple, you can hold 30 plus currencies in one account, pay in different countries without needing to exchange money manually. Use your card in 150 plus countries like a local card. Why this is a big deal? Normally, banks charge high foreign exchange fees. You lose money converting currencies. Travel cards are clunky. Revolut fixes that by auto-converting currencies in-app, giving near real exchange rates on weekdays, letting you just tap and pay anywhere. One-line summary, Revolut turns your money into a global wallet, not just an Australian bank account. And just the one big downside, the one biggest downside about Revolut now is, quote, it's not a real bank in Australia, end quote. That's the key drawback. I'll try to keep this positive, but just sort of mention what this actually means. No full Australian banking license, not covering the same way as traditional banks, fewer protections compared to major banks. Why this matters with a normal Aussie bank, your money is protected under strict regulations. You get full banking services, loans, credit cards, etc., which we mentioned. With Revolut, it operates under a full financial services license. Some features are limited or missing. You rely more on the app plus support system. Real world impact, fine for spending, travel, and smaller balances. Not ideal for storing large savings, receiving your main salary, replacing your primary bank. Simple rule, use Revolut like a smart spending tool, not your main bank. Honest bottom line, biggest strength, global spending, biggest weakness, not a full bank. And there's a bracket in Australia and bank. So yeah, super fascinating. I think it's great for overseas and the speed of transfer. Yeah. And just here's a safe, practical setup most people in Australia use with Revolut. The safest way to use Revolut, number one, your main bank keep most of your money. I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. Use a traditional Aussie bank for salary, savings, bills. Keep here. This is on ChatGPT. 80 to 95% of your money. Why? Stronger protection, more reliable, full banking features. Number two, Revolut spending plus travel account. Use Revolut for daily spending, optional travel, online purchases, and foreign currencies. Keep here 5 to 20% of your money. Number three, before travel, smart move, transfer money from your bank to Revolut, convert currencies on weekdays. Better rates, use Revolut card overseas. Tip, only load what you plan to spend, like a, quote, travel wallet, end quote. Example setup, real numbers. If you have $5,000 total bank account, $4,000 to $4,500, Revolut $500 to $1,000. Extra safety tips, don't store emergency savings in Revolut, avoid large long-term balances, turn on instant notification, card freeze features or card freeze feature, use virtual cards for online shopping, simple rule to remember, quote, top up Revolut when needed, don't park money there, end quote. Best combo, what smart users do, bank stability, Revolut flexibility, plus global spending. Very good. I think that's it. Just go back up to the one thing for the about Revolut. So I think we've already covered it, but I just thought I'd go over one more time. Yeah, well, the one big thing, which we already talked about, the one big thing, I think this is very similar. It's a global all-in-one money app. What that really means, Revolut combines multiple things. Let's go back to what I've previously said. Here we go. One-line summary. Revolut turns your money into a global wallet, not just an Australian bank account. And the one big thing about Revolut is this, quote, it lets you use your money globally like a local, end quote. That's its main advantage. What that actually means, simple, you can hold 30 plus currencies in one account, which talked about, pay in different countries without needing to exchange money manually, use your card in 150 plus countries like it's a local card. Why this is a big deal? Normally, banks charge high foreign exchange fees. You lose money converting currencies. Travel cards are clunky. Revolut fixes that by auto-converting currencies in-app, giving near real exchange rates on weekdays, letting you just tap and pay anywhere. One-line summary, Revolut turns your money into a global wallet, not just an Australian bank account. And that's it. Thanks for listening, folks. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Feel free to leave a review if you're over on Spotify or any other podcast platform. And if you're watching from video, you can subscribe on YouTube. And I think that's it. Enjoy your Saturday.